So I've got a lot of books waiting for me to photograph so that I can put them into my eBay store, but I'm starting to run out of shelf space behind me to put the freshly listed photographed books on. So what that means is it's time for me to start clearing a few of my older shelves by consolidating them and by doing a stock take so that I can check the books that are already on there, consolidate several shelves into one shelf, which will then free up some empty shelves for me to be able to photograph the new books and put them on. The last thing I want to be doing is photographing a book and then coming through and finding a single gap on a shelf to be able to put that book, and then going back to the photo station, getting another book and hunting around looking for a shelf where I can fit that book. That is an unproductive way of working. I need to find chunk space on a shelf to be able to fill up with many books at a time to make the workflow much more productive for me. So it doesn't really matter if I can't free up an entire shelf. I just need to be able to free up a chunk, whether or not it's one row or half a row, but I need to be able to do multiple books at once onto a shelf, not just one book. Hope that makes sense. Let me show you. So over in this section of my warehouse, I'm trying to keep individual books, but I've got this one shelf over here that's been bugging me because I've put some bundles onto this shelf and I really want to keep this as individual books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stock take this shelf first because there's not really much on it. I've left it kind of clear so that I can come back to this shelf and clear it all at once. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all these bundles over to one of the other rows down here. I'm trying to keep these rows all as single books and the end rows as bundles. So what I'm probably going to do is I think I can probably fit those bundles onto this shelf. So this is shelf R8. I don't have the thing here, but I know this is shelf R8. And the other shelf was D8. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here to D8 and I'm just going to count the amount of listings that will be on this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So when I go to my computer system and I search for shelf D8, which is what this one is, it should come up and tell me that there's 17 listings. If there's not 17 listings on this shelf on my computer system, then it means we've got a problem. So I'm going to go to my active listings here, and in this search button, I'm going to type in D8, and it's going to come up here and say in the item description or in the custom SKU, and I'm going to click on custom SKU. So now this is telling me there's 17 items on D8, and when I just counted, there was 17 items on D8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the few individual books that were there, and I'm going to move all of these bundles of books which were there, and I'm going to put them over onto R8. So I'm just going to tick these off here because I'm moving all of them. If I was only moving an individual one, then I would do it individually. We're going to go to edit the selected ones. And then down here in the custom SKU, I'm going to change this to R8. I'm just doing a copy and paste there. And then I'm going to copy and paste R8 over here. Right, I'm going to wait for these to all update. And then I'm going to go submit. 12 listings are now done. So now if I go to my shelf, which was D8, it tells me there's only 5 individual books. So now I'm going to come over here and take those listings off that were all the bundles. And I should be left with those 5 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, as you can see, I've freed up a whole lot of space here to be able to put more books. However, I want to use this shelf to be only using small books. I don't want the large ones on here. So once I take these books over to the R8 and eliminate those, I'm going to find a gap on another shelf that's got enough room for these 5 large books. And I'm going to consolidate these onto another shelf, and that's going to free me up with one whole empty shelf so that I can photograph another shelf full of 5 rows of these small paperbacks, because I've got heaps of small paperbacks over there. So I need to make sure I've got some shelves that are going to accommodate for the amount of small books that I've got waiting for me to photograph. So with these 5 books, I noticed I've got a gap on this shelf that I think will fit those 5 books. So I'm going to change these 5 books now from D8 over to E13. So now I'm just going to bulk edit these ones exactly as I did before. And instead of having these on shelf D8, I'm going to go and change these all to shelf E13. Once again, copy and paste. Copy and paste, copy and paste. Make sure you get it right. Copy and paste. Then press submit. Please wait. Okay, sorry, wait. Submit the drafts. Okay. And now let me just check if I do a search for D8 in the custom SKU, I should have 0 listings. Woohoo! Okay, we're done. Okay, I hope this next shelf that I'm going to show you isn't too confusing. Now this shelf down here is one that I've been wanting to work on for a while and just haven't got round to it. But this is going to be shelf B8. But at the moment, this shelf is actually AA1. And that's because before I moved into this new warehouse, this was my original AA1, AA2, AA3 shelf. So I know that in my inventory system on the computer, these bundles are actually going to be under the SKU shelf of AA3. I want to be able to convert this entire shelf to a B8, but I'm going to have to find room for these. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So hopefully now when I go to my computer system, it says there's 11 bundles of books on shelf AA3. Okay, so we need to type in AA3 now into the custom label. Let's do a search. Okay, Houston, we've got a problem. The results show that there's 12 listings on the shelf AA3, but I only had 11, so I need to find out where this error is now. So what I'm going to do is I've got some paper and a pen, and I'm going to go down all the custom SKU numbers of the bundle numbers that are listed here. Like I can see bundle 29, bundle 5, bundle 290. I'm going to write down all those bundle numbers, and then I'm going to go back to the shelf, and I'm going to tick off the ones that are there, and then I can see the one that's missing, and I can look on the shelf above it and below it and just see if it's been put onto the wrong shelf accidentally. Let's try and fix this problem. Okay, we've got number 5, tick. 290, tick. Number 4, tick. 29, tick. 26, tick. 86, tick. 67, tick. 527, tick. 721, tick. 801 and 55. So we're missing number 107. So what I'm going to look now is I'm just going to see 107 on any of these shelves. Just check the top one first. 107. 50, 107, 107. Now this one doesn't have a number, so that's pink ones, so we'll have a look at those. 107. Okay, I don't seem to have number 107. So bundle 107 can't be seen anywhere on that shelf or the surrounding regions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my active listings and I'm going to delete the listing that has bundle number 107. I'm not going to waste my time going through all the other shelves searching for bundle 107. At some stage, if it has been put onto another shelf, then when I'm doing the stock take for that shelf, I will come across an extra bundle. And when I come across extra bundles or books that aren't listed anymore, that's where I've been putting them onto the spare pallet inside the little office area until I get to the point where it just comes back around and I photograph those books again and list them and put them as new listings into the store. But the good thing is I have picked up that problem before somebody has purchased that bundle, because that would have been a nightmare. If somebody had purchased that bundle and it wasn't on that shelf, that's when I would have had to gone through every single shelf here to try and actively look for that bundle and pray that it had been put onto a different shelf. But right now, the best thing for me to do and the fastest thing and the most productive thing is just to delete that listing and move on. Now I want to get the trolley around here and I can't fit. And in my video that came out this morning, and I had all these bags here and everyone said, put them under the trestle tables. So that's what I'm going to do. Put some, such a smart, logical decision that okay, that's better. Now we can bring the trolley around. 1, 2. I did check also, by the way, that number 107 wasn't like a pink bundle that was up here with no number. This bundle might actually not have a number, but it should. But at the end of the day, bundle 107 was not a pink lot of books. So that bundle without the SKU number is definitely not the bundle that we were looking for. Okay, I've still got a trolley down here with other books on it waiting to deal with, but what I'm doing is I'm moving these bundles over here, which is shelf number Q8. So I'm going to put the books here and then we're going to go back into the system just like I did with the other lot, and we're going to update these ones to going to Q8. So I've already deleted number 107. So now it's time to edit the rest of these 11 listings. We're going to change this AA3 until Q8. And once again, copy and paste. Fantastic. Now let's just double check. AA3, custom SKU, none. Fantastic. So this is fantastic. I've now cleared a second shelf completely, and this is going to become B8, and I'm going to use this to be putting small books just like this shelf has got next to it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this shelf and I'm going to do exactly the same process here. This one would have been AA2, so I'm going to follow the same plan, exactly what I just showed you for there. We're going to see if there's any problems that occur for shelf AA2. So AA2 is telling me I've got 20 listings. So we're looking to make sure there's 20 bundles on this shelf now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we've got a couple of things we need to do. One, we need to work out what number bundle this should be because it's obviously fallen out the little slip. And two, even though they're saying there's 20 and the computer system says there's 20, I still want to check off that these are the correct numbers, especially since I found a mistake on that shelf. I want to check that these numbers correspond with the other ones. Okay, so I'm already knowing that there's going to be an error on this shelf because I noticed as I was checking the numbers in those listings, one of the listings was for a bundle of hardcover Virginia Andrew books. And I know that none of these are hardcover Virginia Andrew books. They're all like Mills and Boon type books. So I already see that there's going to be an error on this shelf. So let's go along and we'll cross this out. 1071 90 yeah, 1000, I don't have a 1000, that's an issue, let's put that in a box. 1000, we've got 892, okay, we don't have an 892, another issue. Let's just pull these ones down. 291, 291, yes. 607, yes. 1584, yes. 491, yes. 601, yes. 0159, 1280, 1280, 0146, unknown number, 1153, 1530, 85, 169, 901, 49, 49, I don't have a 49, 1116, 1116, I don't have 1116 either. Right, and we don't know what this number is. So we should have a 284 in pink, so that might be 284. We should have 1,000. Oh, there it is, 1,000. Okay, I just didn't see that one properly. Where are we? We got 1,000. What's this one? 892. Let's just double check. 892. So this is telling me I should have a 72, a 4, a 284. Hopefully that one's 284. And we should have a Victoria's Andrews book of 3. So let me just have a look up here. Number 4 and number 72. Number 4 and number 72. Okay, see this? There's a 72 slip. Maybe that goes in there. Let's see. And 284 and 4. $284 and 4. Okay. Let's take this bundle back, cross-reference the books in it, and find out what bundle this is. Okay, this is a nightmare. Okay, 72 was a pink bundle, so we're looking up here. Let's just go to the photos of it. The Surgeon's Gift. The Surgeon's Gift, yes. The Pregnancy Proposition, yes. Outback Surgeon, yes. Emergency at Valley Hospital, yes. The GP's Wedding, yes. Her Special Child, Dr. Demetrius's Dilemma, The Doctor and the Daughter. This is it, The Surgeon's Child. Okay, so this is number 72. So we alleviated that. That's good. So we got 72. Okay, now the reason I'm coming in here is because I do remember seeing a Virginia Andrews bundle in here. So this was obviously on another shelf. Look, it's got D5 on it. So this, or O5, that was obviously on the shelf O5 or D5. And when I stock take that shelf, it wasn't there. And for some reason, it didn't come up as I was searching. So that's probably meant to be on that one. I'm just going to check these couple of bundles here. 21, 7, 16. 15, 24. Just to make sure they're not I'm squished in here. There's a couple of Mills and Boons down the bottom here. And so I just want to make sure these aren't the ones that are supposed to be on that shelf. Oops. What are these ones? What's that ones? I'm going to fall, I swear. I'm going to fall. 907. No, that wasn't one of the numbers, sadly. Okay. 302. Nope. Okay, so we got the Virginia Andrew ones. And at least I don't have to re-photograph those and relist them. I just have to put them onto the proper shelf. Okay, so these Virginia Andrew ones, just going to check. Pearl of the Mist. Yep. Okay, so the Virginia Andrew ones we're going to change. They've now been put on shelf R14. So all of these ones, I'm going to edit these, and I'm going to also move those to R14 and hope they all fit on R14. So let's go here. R14, copy, paste. Right, so all these ones onto R14. Oh, look. There was two behind that. So there's 284. That was the other pink one we were missing. The 491, was that the other one I was checking? Let me just have a look here. Yeah, what a nightmare. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 90, 491 and 284. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure they're the ones that I couldn't see. 491 and 284. And it's because they were hidden behind. I thought they were a double set. Maybe we found some. 284 is there. We can edit the SKU there. So it's going to go over to R14 as well. The 491. I think I already had that one, 491. Let me just check. 491. That was already ticked off. So now AA2, the only one it says we're missing is number 4, which was a bunch of 10 American Romance. So I'll have another look just on the shelves next door to that. But otherwise, again, I'm just going to delete that listing and hope we find it at some other time. I might have overextended on this shelf, which means then I'll have to take some more off and reskew them again. Let's see how I go. Okay, let's put those big ones there. Those there. Those there. 1, 2, 3. Get these bigger stack ones. Okay, we might be okay. This. Oh yes, I've made it. I wasn't sure if I was going to fit them all, but I have. That's a nice full shelf now, fully stock taked. Yes. Now the only problem is I'm left with number 892, 116 and 49, and I don't know where these are meant to go. So what I'm going to do is take these over to the computer, do a search on these numbers and see if they come up as listed on another shelf. Okay, so I'm just going to do a search for 892 in the custom SKU because that is the number of this one. And nothing is coming up with 892. So these are called Delta Justice. So let me just type in Delta Justice just to double check. Okay, so there are some Delta Justices coming up. They are on 03, R14, II4 and II3. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write down 03, 41, R14, 169, II4, 444, and II3, 142. Now the reason is on those 4 shelves it says I've got bundles of Delta Justice. So it's very likely that those bundles are still on those shelves and this is just an additional one that could have fallen off. Otherwise, this one, because it's 892, it's none of those numbers. I kind of feel like this one's just going to be a missing bundle. But I'm going to go over and check, see if I can see these ones. 03, 41. 03, 41. So that one's there. R14, 169. Okay, that was the shelf that I was just on, 169. We've got II3 and II4. So number 3 is 142. Okay, there's 142. And II4 is 444. Can we see it? Can you see it? Oh, there. 444. So this tells me that bundle 892 in the Justice Delta is not listed in my eBay store anymore. So this is going to go into the office and it's going to go put onto that pallet with all the books that I'm finding that are no longer listed. Somehow dropped off the eBay system. Now I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. We got number 49. So let's type in 49 into the SKU. We got a few 49s, not those, it's not those, it's not those, it's not those, and it's not those. So we've also got Tiffany 116. Let's type in 116 to start with. Nothing's coming up. So let's type in Tiffany. Nothing. Okay. So number 49 wasn't coming up into the system, and these are just generic Mills & Boon, and I've got tons of Mills & Boon listed. So I'm going to presume these ones have dropped off the system. And this one is number 116. The books are Tiffany. I've done a search for Tiffany. There's nothing listed that is a Tiffany type of book. So I'm just going to presume that all 3 of these have dropped out of my eBay system. I'm going to put them into the office. Okay, that took me a while just to do those 3 shelves, and I hope that wasn't too boring for you, but I get so many people asking me to show more on the stock take, so there it is, guys. As you can see, the stock take doesn't always go to plan, which is why it's quite a time-consuming process and it's been a slow job for me to do. Sometimes I'm stock taking these shelves and I run into absolutely zero problems. Every book that's supposed to be on the shelf is on the shelf and it's wonderful. It's nice and quick. I just move on to the next one. However, sometimes I get these shelves and it's just problem after problem after problem, and it's just, it's very draining. And after those 3 shelves today, I am done for the day. I do not want to do any more stock take today. My brain is fried. I will say I'm very excited. I've got 3 full clear shelves now to take photos of. So tomorrow, after I've packed my orders, I'll probably photograph that amount of small books again, fill up those shelves. They'll be ready to go for listing. And then what I'll do is I'll continue on and I'll do another shelf and another shelf. And I'm just slowly doing shelf by shelf at the moment and trying to make room for all these books that I've got waiting to photograph and then waiting to list. So if you've got any questions, I just spat as I said that. If you've got any questions about stock taking anything, I'm sure there's people who do it different ways to me. The main thing is just making sure you get it right and everything that's on the shelves is supposed to be on those shelves. Once I have done a full stock take, I'm pretty certain that the new shelves will all be correct. I've been really making sure of that. But I'll probably, once I've done a full entire stock take of every shelf, which will probably take me to the rest of the year to be honest. But once I've done that, I'll probably start over and just keep doing shelf by shelf by shelf and make it like a routine thing in my store. And hopefully I won't have nearly as many problems, except for finding books that once again just somehow drop off the eBay listings, which seems to happen on a regular basis. Okay, so you got any questions about stock taking, please drop them in the comments. I'll try and answer them in one of my Q&A videos that comes up in a couple of weeks. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow I've got a pick and pack for you, so stay tuned. Thank you. Bye.